Welcome back, everybody. Hot Mic rolls on here on a snowy Wednesday morning. Kyle Cummings, Horace boys basketball coach, will join us in our second hour. Hawks got a big win over Davies last night. Mentioned throughout the next few weeks, we'll be checking in on various Class B, Class A teams. Out of the Class B ranks, the Maple River girls are still playing. They're heading to the Region 1 Class B tournament that starts next week in Jamestown. Great to have Nathan Hoots back with us, Maple River girls basketball head coach. Can you confirm or deny you were selected to do the half-court shot at the Shack a few weeks ago?
Yeah, it wasn't my best effort, but I didn't leave it short, which was a goal. So I gave it a shot, just missed wide left like lots of Vikings kickers in my time as a fan.
Did you volunteer, or did somebody volunteer yourself to go do that?
Yeah, my seat got selected. But I tell you what, Dom, the ball they used for that is it's a little fishy. It's slick. I barely missed it off the backboard. It ricocheted all the way back to the opposite free throw line. So I felt like I was playing a game at a carnival.
Oh, man. I wanted to make sure we got that on TV, but it was during commercial. But also, by the way, are you the last basketball coach to still wear a full suit? Are you the last one?
Few and far between.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, we got some pretty good dressers in District 1. A lot of ties being wore.
That's what I like to hear.
There's not many that wear the suit.
Was that a thing you did on purpose, knowing everyone's going like to the quarter zip now these days?
Yeah, I don't know. I brought it out one game, probably my second year. We won, and it's just kind of been superstition ever since. We had a lot of losses early in my tenure, so I probably should have bailed on it early, but it's kind of something I got, and I stick with it now.
Well, first, it's working because you guys are winning again. Congrats on the district championship. Won that on Monday down in Lisbon. Describe this season, and now a chance to couple wins away from going to the state tournament.
Yeah, season's been, I think you'd call it a bit of a roller coaster. I think if you thought of one person associated with Maple River basketball, it's probably Violet Richmond.
Yes.
And her aspirations to play pretty high-level basketball after she's done in high school. She went down second week of January, right after we had a big win against Lemoore. And I don't think there were a whole lot of expectations for our team after we lost her. Had a shaky couple of games right after trying to figure out how to play, but the girls kind of sat down with me after we had our second game and said, we need to start doing some things a little bit differently around here during practice. And that really resonated with everybody. And, you know, we've had a couple tough losses where we didn't play that great. The level of competition that we've lost to has been pretty high level. But we've kind of got it rolling. We're kind of scoring by committee. We seem to have a different leading scorer most nights, and you know, it's been a fun ride. And you know, like I said, the expectations not being very high outside of our locker room has been something that we've really ran with.
How difficult was that to have a meeting with the team knowing Violet was out and likely not coming back?
Yeah, it happened on a weekend. We found out on a Friday night that she ended up tearing her meniscus, and so it was, you know, phone calls to all the girls and talking to them individually and just saying, hey, expectations are going to be a little different for you as an individual. Here's what I expect from you. I think that was really good for each girl to understand, you know, what I'm going to expect from them moving forward now. And then we actually had 2 games before we had our next practice. So by that time, everybody inside and outside of that locker room knew exactly what happened. And you know, it's been a process ever since. And the girls have really bought into everything that we've been preaching here for the last couple of months.
I mean, you've coached for a bit. You've had to deal with injury, whether it be football when you're coaching that or basketball. How do you, when you have a star player like that go down, for yourself, how did you deal with that, finding out, man, this totally changes what I thought our team maybe could do?
Yeah, well, this is the third time in 4 years where we've lost a really, really important player to our team. 3 years ago, Addison Hannick broke her jaw when we kind of had things rolling the last year, that 2-class system. Last year, Carly Hovelson, who's now our leading scorer, tore her ACL in the third game of the year. So I hate to say that I have some experience in this situation. So the girls understood when we kind of chatted a bit. You know, we've been here before. This doesn't change our expectations internally. And it's, you know, it was a pity party for a little bit.
Yeah.
But then back to work and hey, let's have some fun and let's reimagine exactly, you know, on the fly. And, you know, our offense is, you know, it's it's similar, but it's way different at the same time, just because everybody's got to touch the ball. We got several games this year where we got 3, 4, 5 girls that get 8 to 10 points, and that's a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
I think it's a fun brand of basketball to watch from the outside. And defensively, things haven't changed. We've been as good as we've been all year here these last couple of games, and that's what's really exciting for me.
That make what happened Monday night sweeter, winning this thing, knowing what you lost?
Yeah. Yeah, it was something that, I think a lot of people probably thought we were a mid-tier team in our district as soon as that happened, but they didn't understand how good my role players were. And now those role players are all stepping up into, a lot bigger challenges. And every day, not just in games, but every day in practice, they're doing what they can to get better. And there's just a level of focus that got increased when they realized that, hey, we don't have number 0 to kind of bank on if things go bad. We're going to have to figure this thing out. And it's made me unbelievably proud.
So tell me about this now. You got the region tournament start Monday. You're going to the Jamestown Civic Center. You got Edgley, I believe, first up. What now expectations are? We're a couple wins away from going to the state tournament in Minot in a few weeks.
Yeah, and it's one game at a time. Coach speak for you there, but we played Edgley Column January 2nd. Played them here in Tower City and won by 4. That was with Violet. So we're a lot different. They're a lot different. They got a first year guy on the bench that coached the boys for a long, long time, and he's really, really good. But they're a little different now than they were then. So it's going to be a little different than when we played them 6 weeks ago. But super excited for the opportunity to be able to showcase what we've done here in the last 6 weeks, and I just can't wait for the opportunity.
We're watching, Nathan, a little bit of Violet's game. For those that don't know, she's a sophomore. What's her ceiling? Describe what you've heard about potential for the next level.
Yeah, her ceiling. She was really good as an 8th grader when we went to state.
Yeah.
I thought she took a big step between her 8th grade year and her freshman year, and that is minimal compared to the steps she took between her freshman year and sophomore year.
Wow.
There is no kid that works harder at her game that I've ever seen. She scored 45 earlier this year against Mayville, where she just simply didn't miss for 2 hours. Then the next game, she came back and only had 6 points against a good Grafton team. I come back 2 hours later after watching film, wondering why someone didn't turn the lights off after the game. Dom, she put up 600 shots that evening on our shooting machine. She has a work ethic that's unreal. Her ceiling, if she can grow a couple more inches, I mean, how many teams around here would like a 5'10" scoring guard that might actually enjoy defending more than she does scoring? She's phenomenal at tracking the ball and getting rebounds. She does a great job of understanding help side defense and being a rim protector at 5'8". When girls aren't looking, she eats up every aspect of the game, and she's a lot of fun to be around every single day.
That stat line, by the way, 16 of 21 from the field, 8 of 10 from 3-point range, 8 rebounds, 3 assists in 23 minutes. And other than that, she wasn't very good.
One of those misses was a huck at the buzzer too. So she was feeling it pretty good.
Holy
and you know what?
cow.
Our girls are really good at understanding when someone's got it rolling, whether it's Violet or Carly or Abigail, any of my scorers, they do a great job of get her the ball,
Get out of the way,
or do something to put her in a position to score. We have some really high level basketball IQ girls on my team, and that's pretty fun.
You mentioned earlier making a state a couple years ago. This is year 3 of the 3 classes. Give me your overarching view of this, of how we're nearly done with year 3, of how this, I won't say experiment, how this has gone now with 3 classes in your mind.
There's so much hope in November for so many teams. Just the electricity in the building in Lisbon before we even played our district tournament before we played our district championship game was awesome. We had 2 close games, Wyndmere and Enderlin going to overtime. I'm just being honest. 3 years ago, that game it's not irrelevant because every game matters to every kid, but in the grand scheme of things, we were fighting to wear a white jersey in the first round of regionals. And with the expectation that, we're likely, if we get to that semifinal game, Central Cass, Kindred, Northern Cass, Oak Grove, they're waiting for us.
Right.
And we could have the team of the century at Maple Valley and Maple River, and it wasn't going to matter. Our ceiling was probably 3rd place at regionals. 3rd place at regionals now, that third place game in the Jamestown Civic Center, we've got to do it 2 times in a row. I'd rather be playing the championship game with a third place game at regionals. There is a tension in the air that the losing team has done that you don't feel that in the region championship quite the same. There's a level of excitement that, hey, you're going to state if you win, but that third place game is now like it's must watch TV because there's a team playing for their lives.
And I remember going and covering, region championship night, whether it be girls or boys. I'm like, oh, why are we doing this third place game? And now it's just completely different now because the one team season is over after that night.
Absolutely. And then you ramp it up even more. And 2 days later, you're playing in Mayville and you got 4 straight games where the winner goes to state. It's just, we've been really, really fortunate to be able to play in that game the first 2 years of the 3-class system. I get my girls there for the first, halftime of the first game, and we sit and we just watch basketball all day long, even though we're playing at probably 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
The girls just eat that up, being able to see that and feel it, and just get their bodies ramped up for what could be the game of their lives.
Last thing before I let you go, seeing what the Bison and women have done this year for your team, you coach young girls. How big a deal is that, seeing the kind of play they've had this season?
Absolutely. They, what do they got? 2 losses this year. I mean, they're fantastic. It's cool to be able to see a program in the area experience a ton of success. And, I got a girl that probably would be pretty thrilled to be able to play there at some point. But yeah, it's awesome to see that if, you work really, really hard. I don't care where you're from. There's a lot of schools that, these girls have never heard of that are playing for that team right there. And that's, I think that pushes them to be their absolute best.
It's great to see you, bud. Thanks so much for doing this. Good luck next week, and hopefully we're talking in early March, okay?
I can't wait. Thanks, Dom.
Good to see you, bud. There he goes. Nathan Hoots, head coach of the Maple River girls. The Raiders won the District 1 championship on Monday in Lisbon, and the region tournaments begin in Class A and Class B next week. The Class B girls will tip in Jamestown. Maple River has Edgeley, Cullum, Montpelier for that first game. That's on Monday at 3 o'clock as tournament season is here. We talked about wrestling off the top. It is officially here. Good stuff there. All right, we'll break. We come back. We'll wrap up our first hour. Got a couple emails to get to. Kyle Cummings from the Horace Boys will join us coming up in our second hour as the Hawks trying to close in on EDC championship. Back on Hot Mic on this Wednesday morning after this.